Are we up and running? Let's see. If I am live, then I can start talking at you guys and get started. I'm on a late start this morning, kind of this week. And so I'm going to get things up and running here quick. There we go. Okay, so it looks like we're live. Is that right? Mic check, mic check. Okay, so it looks like we're live. Is that right? Mic check, mic check. There we go. Bring my microphone back in range. Cheer, cheer, cheer. There we go. Bring my microphone. All right, cool. Okay, cool. So volume's good. We're good there. Grab my link. I'm going to get up and running here. We have a little more than an hour today. We're gonna finish off the character token that we were working on yesterday, which is Karen, the Enchantress. So before we get started, let me just say, hey, my name is Phil Kearney. I create role-playing games, I illustrate them, and I publish them online. And I have been focusing my attention on building an adventure for Eberron using 5th edition mechanics, publishing on the DMsGuild whenever we get it finished. It's for 3 to 4 characters of level 7 or 8, basically fighting undead in the Carnwood in Carnathy. So like, subscribe, hit the bell icon to get notifications of when I'm live in the future. You can see a full creation playlist here of all 247 episodes of me creating tokens, maps, and assets for this adventure. This is the book cover, Crystal Bar. Here you go. It's symbolism. If you pick up the adventure and you check out the cover, you'll see a lot of whatever. Like the characters are people. Like the characters are in adventure. The crystal with the writhing tentacles is in chamber. The swampiness is in the adventure. The locations, the moon, the eye, all this stuff. It's in there. So check it out. Right now we're making Karen the Enchantress. She's charming. She is with the Emerald Claw. She plans on usurping control of. So there's a ritual that's going on here. I'm going to grab a reference here. Let's go with Ren Fair leather bag. That's really good. I'm grabbing materials right now. So copy that. Burf. That was crazy. Hey there, Karen. If we transform, there it is. Then let's go back. I like the looks of this one. Yeah, I like that a lot. I'm gonna have to just snip. What the geek? Thank you. Free transform. So when you're colorblind, you don't have any real internal references. You always have to cite outside yourself because you just don't know. So I don't see any color. So I found that instead, if I paint by contrast, the mix of light and dark in my piece, apparently one of the things that really good artists with really good color struggle with is contrast, which is all I'm hard-coded for. So all I have to do is find the right pigment, the right hue to work inside of contrast. So if I need a dark color and I need a leather object, then I can use like this shadow here or these highlights here, and I can just track the differences between them. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to extract color for the leather satchels and stuff that she's carrying. So let's see. I've got over here in the corner. I've got the RGB slider. So like here you can see white background, black background, almost black background. This is a little bit of a. See, it's got a little bit of a blue kick over the grain, so I know this is dyed and it's heavy on red, so it's probably like a near purple. Like sharp red and blue equals purple, and there's a consistency through here. This is some sort of metal Probably iron. No, it wouldn't be iron. It looks like maybe a dusted gold. And then that's probably just chrome. Oh, I bet it's like a brassy look. This might be brassy. See this? See, you can see here. These are the R and the G are equals yellow, and just a little bit of a little drop in blue means that it's close to an earthen color. It's less sharp and radical, like silver, gold, platinum. Those are sharp, radical colors. But like iron, brass, bronze, iron is very gray. So brass and bronze only adds a little bit of luster into what they're doing. So the RGB are very close, as opposed to, like, I wouldn't be surprised if this was silver, if this wasn't a gold coin sort of painted look, because the R is further ahead of the G, and the ratio between R and G are far sharper to blue than it is over here. So that's how those indications work for me. So I know if I want something flashy, I want more contrast and sharper pigment differences, like a really heavy red versus blue. And if I want more muted or earthy tones, I want closer to gray with a leaning towards red. So this is just RGB theory, as it were. It's not actually color theory. It's just how different colors and how I can identify these different colors, the limitations that I have. So I'm going to use this as my base color. We've got some good shadow here, and we've got some good highlight here, and we'll find the gray in between about here. Yeah, see, that's a really good mid spot. So that's good. We can work with that. So we'll drop the ref out of view. And we also want to get back to our hair next. So we're going to drop these in now. That's our line art. That's under texture. This was the original sketch that we're looking at there. And so here's the cleanup line art that we put up in the black and white layer. Here. See, black and white. It's preserved on its own as just line art. This is all color. There, see? Such a great character. Accessories. What's going to end up happening is these are the color and the line art is all going to get merged into the same layer and blended together to create a cohesive look. And that's going to then allow me to use the texture from the line art to act as a sort of filigree or embellishment that I can put into the fabric, as well as up here, like a little additional folds and hints of her arms, which I can use to my advantage to sculpt this as like a semi-lucent material. And the line art here builds into the shade that I can put into the blend in with the line art. And then of course we'll do a cleanup. And this is all a 1-inch token, so it's 300 by 300 pixels, and it's meant for virtual tabletop, but we provide the black and white version so that if you use a laser printer, you can just print up all these on a card and be good to go. Contemplating the next move. That's okay. So let's grab that Yeah, let's grab this belt. Okay, and what do we want next? A little bauble. I want bauble color. So there. Let's just go with this brass. That'll be interesting. Now let's stick with that brass. That's good. Let's see. Cork. Clean that up a little bit. Yeah. Looks good. Let's see. Next thing I want to do is highlights. So, since this is where we're working at right now, let's just take care of the corks. And make a new layer here for the brass. So we're going to grab the dark spot here and the lightest spot here. There. Good. And I'll go back to our leather reference. Yep, you can see it there. Just blend that in a little bit. Doesn't take a lot of work. Just gotta hit the highlights and then smudge them in. You just need practice with it, is all it is. Study the material, study your form, study how fabric folds. Consider how dense, like what the gauge of the leather is and how bendable is it to be able to follow rules of folding in the first place. And like you have a lot of fold on a looser fabric. than you do with a sturdy fabric. I mean, that's just common sense, but yeah, it's useful to spell it out. You want to spell out the obvious so you can acknowledge the nature of the materials or the composition that, like, you know, the subjects in the composition that you're working with. You want to call out obvious stuff. It's okay to call out obvious stuff. It doesn't make you an idiot. It makes you methodical, removing the most obvious, accounting for the most obvious features of the subject you're working with, allowing you to have the boldness to explore less obvious aspects of it. Whatever that may mean. I don't have a specific example queued up. I've been trying to think of an example. Don't have one. So, sorry. Anyway. Doesn't mean I'm talking out of my ass. It just means that I'm potentially not following what I'm preaching. So let's see if I can get more real here for a moment. I'm going to have to carve that down. I'm going to end up trimming that off and then blending in that line there. It's not going to be necessary for the color art version, but I like that. That feels really good. I think her hair is next. So let's do that. Let's get these bags out of the way and see Karen's glory. For the glory of Karen! Shadow. Highlight. Good to go. Let's see. Yeah, let's oh yeah, I don't think we have any value here for the line art to be on our skin, honestly. So let's trim that out. I see the value underneath here. But yeah, not out here. Let's see it. Alright, that's good. Let's drop back down. Dun, 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 dun. Cool. This is where we're supposed to be. Throwing down a loose mop of hair, and then I want to put shadow underneath it. And then we'll grow it out at the back here. Give that real Karen look. Take your time, timer. We got like what, another hour? Yeah, I got an hour. We're doing great. And then let's go back up to Karen's true color. That's such a bad look. I love it. I love it. Let's just blend this in and make it happen. I love that. It's so fun. Let's find a good blending brush for this effort. Let's go to Cloud Chalk. There we go. Nice. I love this airbrush feeling that we got going on here. Almost like a watercolor smudge. It just feels right. Love it. Love it. And there's our highlights there. And then the blonde shade. There we go. And highlights. We could potentially do highlights differently from this. Let's explore a little bit. Actually, I do want to bring that back in. I think I want to drop the strength of that and then blend it in. And then we can punch highlights. I'll have to get rid of this outline. That outline is absolutely killing the vibe. Can't have heavy lines on blonde, especially natural blonde. It has to really blend out into light tufts. Can't have dark, coarse texture with proper blonde hair. Very good. What's going on over here? Yeah, we're good. Yeah, good enough. Good enough. Ooh, I like that without. Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. All right, we'll keep it. Fine, we'll keep it. Hell yeah. Go with hair. Oh, I love it. Sleeves. Skin. I feel like I could pull some good shenanigans here. So Karen is just constantly casting prestidigitation on herself to keep the muck of the poisonous fog off of her, so that she can wear light fashion like this. This stuff would just ruin her gauze sleeves like in no time. Like in a matter of hours, it would just be disgusting. I think it's a nice comment that she's keeping herself clean of the muck in this place. Well, this is absolutely destroying Solzu. She takes that as a personal indication of superiority over him, I'm sure. So you got to get rid of that. We have to get rid of that outline there as well, and we can put in a very light highlight inside of that gauze. Otherwise, I like it. I like the effect. So I guess what we want to work on next is her skin tone. So that's good, because that's kind of where we're at right now. What's this? Sleeves, of course. Skin. Let's go back up to Karen, grab some highlights and shade. Here's a good deep shadow. Here's a good highlight. She's just intolerable. Ugh. I have to work in a scowl. She's a little bit too friendly right now. We'll see if I can find a scowl in her. Alright, I gotta fix that mouth now. I think I could be okay with that. There you go, bitchy. I found it. Found the bitchy look. Fan-fucking-tastic. It's just that slight crinkled annoyance in her brow, I think, is what really just locks it in. That I am so inconvenienced look. It's just classic Karen. Good job, kid. Fucking classic. Let's get some of that shade in here for the arm. We'll end up fading this out too. So far, so good. I hear you. We got another 40? Yeah, we got 40 minutes. Let's take that all back. Yeah, that's a good clean sweep. That's the base. So we well, I mean, it's the shade. So we did the base. We've done our lighting. Pretty happy with it. This is the point in the adventure where we merge background. Huh. No, this is supposed to be trash. Thank you. So this is where we bond everything together inside the color layer. Duplicate the group, merge it. See, now we have a single layer. Just cut through the whole thing with an eraser. So we are now at the point where we are on cleanup. So let's take this in here, and what we want to do trim down that outline. There, let me trim off the black and we blend it in. It's a really cool glass effect. And then we'll be able to blend highlights in over it. I was talking about trimming this down. And blending that in. See, it's all just easily just blends in now. I'm just pushing. I'm either pushing shade into the color, or I'm pushing the color into. I'm either pushing the line art into the color, or I'm pushing the color in out over the line art, depending on. Do I want harder shadows or not on that form and that place, and how well does the coloration inside of that space, how well does it define the form, and is the line necessary or not? That might sound like some word salad to y'all. I swear, y'all, that was a cohesive state on it. Like here, there's supposed to be a seam here. There's obviously a seam. So having the line, preserving the line art like that helps reinforce the form of the structure of the garment. Tunic, I believe, is what this would be called. And like, I don't need the line here on this outline because of the contrast between the background and the fabric, so I can afford to erase that line there. But I'm probably gonna leave it here because this is more of a shadowy area, so I want to show more line art there. Although I do need to trim it out here because of the gauze, so I'm pushing the color over the line in this instance. Oh, you can tell he's really concentrating because my head's tilted in, and I'm leaning in towards it. I'm like this far away from the screen when I do that. And it's a 32-inch monitor. It's huge. Like, it's huge. It's huge. You don't see a lot of it because of the background overlay. But trust me, it's there. It's big. I'm gonna hit save here before I go mucking up the hair too much. I really like how this gauze is looking. Really, really like that look. I'm probably gonna merge that line art into the fingers. His fingers are delicate. But I don't want to erase it because there's not a lot of space in those fingers. Here though, I do want to delete that because that helps slim the finger down, and it felt too fat there. So I'll blend those all in too. Here, like that. Trim up the line, it slims her face. Using kind of like a scissoring effect of like a microblade cutting into the line to work with the contours of the hair tufts. So that we're helping preserve the shape of the hair while getting rid of the overwhelming outline. And now we can just replace it with tufts to help reinforce the blondness of the hair. And you want less harsh lines with blonde hair. As we get down here into the under layer of the brunette, we can lean into the hard line look, but not out here. Yeah, that feels pretty good. I'm just pulling away from the structure to extend the line.
if I pulled the background into the hair, it would reduce the volume of the strands. That's a great look. There we go. Very good. Good. I like how this looks. This is all turning out a-okay. I'll be ready for that gauze highlight here soon. Just working some of that loose line texture into the form. Let's get that squared away here. That looks pretty good. Brr. Looks really good. I want to lessen that hem. Thank you, Timely Timer. We are almost done with this character. We're doing really, really good with her. What, 20 minutes left? Yeah, we got 20 minutes left. We should be fine. Really, really happy with that. Just blend that in. Very simple. Again, wherever it's useful to keep the line art, that's where we keep the line art. There, that feels pretty good. I like that, man. This is coming along nicely. So normally on Tuesdays, I have a lunch break like around 2 o'clock. It's almost 8 o'clock here in Seattle right now, and I'll be beginning my day job sometime soon. Normally, I would take lunch at 2 o'clock and do an hour of art production. But I have tasks I have to perform this afternoon that are time based. So I do not have the freedom to be here at 2 o'clock today. So I think what that means is I'm going to try to be here like at 11 o'clock. So I can have an early lunch, get that resolved, get my art in, and then be able to tackle the rest of my day without having to worry about it. That feels like a better approach for me today than otherwise. So that means I'm going to be back in about 3 hours to work on. I honestly don't know what I'm going to be working on. We'll know what I work on when I load in. It's probably going to be Eberron. It'll probably be Spelljammer or something. It's typically what I do on. It's either Spelljammer or Martial Powers. Is typically what I do on a Tuesday. So we'll see what it is that I work on. I legit don't know yet. Isn't it fun how you can manipulate the transparency and color and the values of things inside of gauze like this? I really, really enjoy that. such a good piece. I love that. All this stuff seems fine to me. Pretty okay with all this too. I don't want to overwork it. That sits nice. All right, so the only thing I think I really need to add here a little bit of cleanup. I'm good with that. I'm real good with that. All right, so we got our white. I'm gonna take. I'm gonna put some highlight across here. Nice. I think yeah, I can merge that down. I'm happy with that. I need to thin up the fingers a little bit here. Just trim them. I don't have to erase them. I just need to soften them a little. They're too hard of a line for the delicate nature of women's hands. Softer. Better. It's not perfect, but it's pretty good. There, I think she's done. We look pretty good here. And hey, look at that, it's 8 o'clock. So I'm going to go ahead and bounce out of here. I'll be back in about 3 hours or so, and we'll do some whatever it is that we do. But yeah, this completes this set. So tomorrow, when we come back, we will begin some more cartography. So we'll be building optional encounter. There's set encounters, and there's optional encounters, and there's random encounters. And so we'll go over the differences between those and start looking at some of the visuals that we have for it tomorrow morning. So catch you guys. Hopefully catch some of you guys in 3 hours. See you when I get to. Laters.